Welcome back to Top Deck City. This is our second episode, and I'm Nash, and sitting with me are my co-hosts Cyber and Mike. Hello, guys.
Yo, what up? It's your boy.
What's up?
So, what have you been up to Yu-Gi-Oh wise?
Well, recently I actually bought a few packs the last time. I bought two Dark Neostorms and a few Cybernetic Horizon.
Any interesting pulls?
Yeah, I got Mystic Mine.
Nah, burn it. Burn it. Why don't you just buy the box, you poor slump?
No, seriously, I bought like 6-pack of Cybernetic Horizons, and I didn't get anything good.
Well, you weren't expecting to pull Boral Sword from 6 packs, now were you?
No, I was expecting Cyber Rev System.
It's a secret rare, dude.
Yeah, I got 2 Wee Witches Apprentices.
Ouch.
Yeah. Well, I did get 2 Goki cards.
Oh.
You're still trying to build that pure Goki deck.
Yes.
Well, what were the Goki cards?
I don't. It was Moonsault and there was
The ones I gave you?
Yes, I got Moonsault and
It was Goki forward backflip and Goki other wrestling move.
No, then I got a Goki Link monster with 3,000 attack. I don't remember his name.
Was it like the Great Ogre or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm just gonna look this up on the
Yes,
sidelines.
please.
I haven't been up to anything like that much lately. I've mostly been just holed up in my house. I've been like working on my current Endymion build and a lot of other builds like on Duel Link Book. And I really need the Guard Dragon stuff. Guard Dragons are so good.
Yeah, I have them.
Stupid. Wait, all 3 of them.
Yeah, they're in the binder right next to you.
Oh my fucking
I'm just gonna take this.
No! Like if I could just ask for like 1 Guard Dragon, I just need the 1 LP. I don't ask for more. I can maybe like then just go triple Burst Dragon and then into the Hieratic Seal guy. Like my current Duel Link Book and Endymion deck can just put out like I don't know 5 negates on the regular.
That's why we don't want to play against you anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at my binder here. I have 2 Agripane, 2 Pisty, and a single LP.
Fucking Christ. What rarity is LP?
I think it's a super.
Are they all just super?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the set again?
It's Savage Strike. It's
Oh,
Savage Strike.
right.
You shouldn't have told him. He's going.
Yeah, they're super rare.
He's gotta go insane with power.
And I've also been like working on my current Necros build, and don't fucking at me. Necros have the best in-archetype hand trap in the fucking game.
Oh, yeah, that's
What?
why I wanted to build them.
Like Sophia is so fucking busted, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I'm going to this tournament with a lot of decks that utilize the extra deck. Oh, I'm playing Salamangreats? No, I'm not. I just won.
What was that ritual card? There was also a hand trap.
It was the dragon, dude.
Yeah.
I can't, for my life, can't remember his name.
Yeah. That's why I always have. Yeah, it's Saravis, the Ancient Ascendant.
Oh, okay.
I never thought I'd see the day outside of Necros.
Wait, what does he do again?
During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, discard it, negate.
So it's Trishula.
Yeah. It doesn't destroy anything though, so.
Man. Like, why? In what format did that card see play again? Was it like when Masterpiece was still a thing?
I think so, yeah.
Fucking Christ. Masterpiece, for all intents and purposes, can burn in the hottest pits of hell. And all true Draco players are scum.
Wait, hold on. Didn't you like at one time want to build a True Drago's deck?
Yeah, before they came Floodgate.deck.
Oh yeah. So what do you think Konami realizes dangers were a mistake?
I think dangers are like their guilty pleasure. They just keep printing them out even though they know it's bad.
Well, they eventually realized that the dragon rules were mistakes, so...
Yeah. Well, give them like 5 years or something.
No. You know, the dangers were a mistake because, well, a lot of reasons. I also don't think any of them should have been Dark Attribute.
Wait, aren't they all dark?
Yeah, they're all dark.
Oh my fucking...
They should have been Earth or something because, well, they can use like any draw spell. They can use Allure and...
Beginning of the end.
Yeah,
The Veil.
one of the best draw spells.
Did you just say Veil of Darkness?
Perhaps.
I meant Beginning of the End is one of the best draw spells because, well, for its archetype. So
Yeah.
no attribute. What am I saying?
Like the dark, it's unreal. Burp. It's unreal how much like indirect support the dark attribute gets in this game.
Yeah, they sure love their Yami.
Yeah.
Like they have Allure of Darkness, Beginning of the End. They have what was
Veil
it?
of Darkness.
They have so much disgusting shit. Like, why can't every attribute get like its own themed Allure of Darkness?
Yeah.
Like the light attribute, fire. Like especially now that Salmon Greats are like the top meta deck.
Mm.
If they were to get like a fire Allure of Darkness, it'd be
It would
pretty-
actually be kind of OP because people can create decks with 6 of it. Well, a lot of. I can't.
evasive maneuvers.
What I'm trying to say is people will probably make a deck with 9 Allure of Darknesses.
I don't think so.
No, it'd be inconsistent as hell.
Are
Like
you
if
sure?
you're playing 9 draw spells that target different attributes, then you're playing at least 3 attributes.
You're basically playing a Pokemon deck.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
I'm just gonna look up some draw spells right here. Although one of my favorite draw spells in the game is the one I recommended to you last time, the Pendulum Halt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good card.
But wouldn't like True Dracos have like 4 or 5?
True Dracos have all of them. They have Extravagance, they have Card of Demise, they have Pot of Duality. Like,
Yes.
it lists something that they don't have. Oh, I know. Pot of Generosity.
Yeah. Like creating a Allure of Darkness for every type with just putting more ammo for them.
For True Draco.
Yeah, just putting more cards for them to draw.
Yeah, but then again, they would never run the water one because they only have 1 Dynamite.
Alright, they wouldn't run the water one. What about all the rest?
They don't have a dark attribute. They only
Well, Mori of Greed, so water has their own draw spell, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have like, it's not as good as Allure though.
no.
It's not a plus. Well, Allure isn't a plus either.
Yeah.
Mori of Greed, it's basically, it goes back. It cuts even, but it's.
Well,
still-
doesn't it like shuffle the waters as cost?
No, it's not a cost.
Oh.
No, you shuffle 2 water monsters back into your deck and then you draw 3. So.
Imagine you activate Mori of Greed. You shuffle 2 waters from your hand into the deck as cost. You have 2 cards in hand. Then you get ashed.
Someone would kill themselves. Well, they do have like some of the in archetype draws, like Iron Draw.
Iron Draw sucks.
Yeah, that's not a good card. Well, I think it'd be good in something. I just can't figure out what.
Like we have to like find like a machine archetype that only puts out 1 monster per turn.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Like even Super Quantles put out multiple per turn.
Yeah. Have you heard about this one, the Gold Moon Coin?
What the fuck?
What?
You add 2 cards from your hand to your opponent's hand, and then you draw 2 cards.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's from the anime. It's from a filler season. It's from that World Championship with the German villain lead. But it had a different effect because this is actually this says add 2 cards from your hand to your deck. In the anime, is that you add your entire hand and then you draw. But he only had the single card in his hand, so he just drew 1.
Jesus.
So can you imagine activating this, handing your opponent 5 cards?
Well, imagining it activating.
Modern time card of sanctity.
Or just imagining having 2 water pawns and just giving him.
Imagine left arming for upstart.
Although one of the better draw cards in the game for an archetype is Fifth Hope. You can either draw 2 or 3 cards.
Yeah.
And also Legacy of a Hero, that's just a +2.
Like, oh, wait, you shuffle 2 and draw 3.
Hmm.
Do you shuffle how
Like-
many fusions and draw how many?
You shuffle 2 fusion monsters back into your deck and then you draw 3 cards.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's busted.
excuse me. Wait a minute.
Also, here's a card that's gonna be busted in a couple of months. Fortune's Future. Select one of your removed from play Fortune Lady monsters and then draw 2 cards. This is not a hard once per turn
Oh,
because
God.
it's a 5Ds era and the Fortune Fairies are getting, well, Fortune Ladies are getting more support. And also Fortune Lady Water is just a free draw 2 and it's not a hard once per turn, so I think they're gonna be, someone's gonna find a way to make these cards busted.
Well, that's gonna be unfortunate.
Jump off of a cliff.
Believe me, I won't.
And also,
Fuck.
here's a card from the anime that was radically changed because they couldn't allow the real effect to come out. It's Xyz's Gift. It says here, if you control 2 or more face-up Xyz monsters, you detach 2 material from a monster you controlled, and then you draw 2. So it's kind of like hard to activate, but in the anime it was, if there are 2 or more Xyz monsters on the field anywhere, you draw 2 cards. It was used by Shark.
Well.
Hey, let me quickly just put this Din Girsu on board.
Yep.
Let me quickly just go into this Utopia double and draw 2.
Yep. It's terrifying.
What the fuck?
Also, Into the Void, that's basically Upstart Goblin.
Yeah, I actually play Into the Void in the Pendulum build because it's like just instant spell counters for Servant.
Yeah. Do Sky Strikers play Into the Void? I mean, because they shuffle the cards from their graves back to the field with, what's it called, multi-roll?
Yeah.
So would they use Into the Void just for the added spells?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone has, but...
I've never seen one actually do that, so...
Hey, Jesse Cotton, hit me up.
Although this here was a secret rare back in the day. It's Greek Grado. Activate only if you destroyed a face-up synchro monster controlled by your opponent this turn by battle or card effect, draw 2 cards.
Huh.
This was put in a lot of decks in the synchro era because, well, people just used synchro all the time.
Yeah.
So just you activate. Also, it's a quick play, so Mirror Force, Greek Grado. That was a legit play.
Oh god.
But other than that, I can't actually imagine. We don't have attribute-related draw spells outside of Allura and Mori of Greed, so yeah.
Fuck.
One day it will happen.
One day, Wind will get a... Like, the Wind... In my opinion, like, the Wind attribute is the worst attribute in the game.
Well, they do have Crystal Wing.
Yeah, but even then...
That's an Omni Synchro monster. Anyone can just bust it out. They don't get a lot of support. They're getting that new Simurgh deck, though.
Yeah. So, like, I've been playtesting it on Dueling Book as well, but it's gonna be a lot of fucking floodgates. It's gonna be Imperial Order, Anti-Spell Fragrance, like, name a floodgate that they won't have. There can only be one. They won't have that, I know. They can run Gozen Match and Rivalry of the Warlords.
Why does it exist? Why does that exist?
It's basically True Draco Birds.
But why would Konami allow that?
That's a pretty good way to put it. True Draybirds.
True Draybirds.
Bird Draco. Someone's gonna make that build.
Bird Draco deck.
Like, they just, it's, their normal play would always be, like, activate field spell. Normal summon the fucking brown bird. He adds a Simurgh card. That would usually be, like, Simurgh Rival. You activate that, you discard a Winged Beast, and then you add 2 Winged Beasts. Oh no, you add 2 Simurghs from your deck to your hand with different attributes. So you'd add a Wind and a Dark one. Wait, what the fuck just happened? What am I witnessing here?
Oh, that was disgusting.
What you do?
He drank the wrong drink.
Yeah. I have a drink in my hand in a can, and I put it next to my chair, and then I turned around, and there's another one standing by the lamp. That's probably a few days old. I just drank from it.
And his facial expression was priceless.
So
Someone is trying to kill me, and his name is me.
So you'd use the Arrival. You'd add a Wind attribute and a Dark attribute. You'd probably add the new Dark attribute Simurgh. You'd normal summon, but you'd use the field spell to get an extra normal summon. And one of their guys, I think he's level 1, actually grants you another normal summon upon normal summon. Then you'd tribute summon the big green one, and the big dark one special summons himself from hand. When you tribute summon.
Yo, Nash, you want to go grab something to eat? Because I think he's gonna be here for like 2 hours discussing this.
No, don't worry, he's not using DDDs. So.
Oh God! Don't even get started.
So, and their big wing guy, he is a big wing guy. Their big wind guy, he can tribute a winged beast to negate the activation of a spell and trap and destroy it. And all the little guys, like if your opponent doesn't have any spells and traps,
Yeah, that's right.
they can special summon themselves from grave, and they're all wind winged beasts.
Yeah, and also they have an archetype giant Trunade
Yeah, right.
God.
to get rid of the back row, so they can all special summon themselves.
So, And if you like,
all they need is the feather duster now. Also, they can use that heartbeat trap that just is a skill drain for a turn.
Yep. Don't you have to? Do you have to control a heartbeat or just a wing beast?
A wing beast.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty busted.
Yeah.
So, okay, I want to talk about something. Structure deck. There was this competition. There was a poll about the next structure deck that was gonna be, well, the next structure deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Shaddoll won. I wanted the Sacred Beast to win.
Yes.
I was rooting for them.
I'm happy that Shaddoll's like got a win, but they really shouldn't have gotten the win. They're like Crystal Beast, Sacred Beast, all these like old decks shouldn't have gotten another structure deck because like they have their simple conditions, and you could like print a lot of new cards just to help them get to that condition.
Yeah, and also I would have liked the Crystal Beast to win just so you could have easier access to those goddamn expensive cards.
Wasn't it Bond?
Crystal Bond, for some reason, is a $30 card. That is not fair. I need 3 of them, and I need 2 Rainbow Bridges. I have 1 of them. It's so unfair, man. And also, I would just like some of given the Crystal Beasts or Sacred Beasts, some of the anime cards would have probably have come back. So some of the more in the anime. In the GX anime, Jesse had his own version of Hero Flash. Remember, Jaden would use like the letters H, Heated Heart, Emergency Call.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the final spell like Hero Flash. You would banish all the spells and you could do crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jesse had his own version. But he had fewer cards. It was GEM and then it was Gem Flash. So they all did something, and I would have wanted those cards. There are some cards from the anime that I don't ever think are going to be released, and some of them I really just want. Like, when are we gonna get Curry Babylon? Seriously.
Oh yes.
I want Curry Babylon and the Karibo brothers.
Wait, what the fuck did Babylon do?
No, okay, so in the anime, Yugi used a card called 5-Star Twilight. You would release a 5-star monster and you would summon the 5 Karibo brothers. They could not be tributed or anything because, well, especially now in Master Duel 4, they would just be used to link spam. You would summon 5 different Karibos, the original one and then 4 more, and all of the other ones would have like specific effects like attack, gain, and
Wait, so it's like Super Hippo Carnival.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then you could banish the 5 of them to summon Curry Babylon, and he would gain the attack of all of them, so he would have 1500. But the cool thing is, if you will like increase the attack of the Karibos themselves, he would gain that attack.
Shit.
Also, it was such a fun thing when he summoned them, and that's also where Curry Bandit came from. He was the second form.
Ah.
And also Curry Bandit was freaking busted in the anime.
Yes.
Release him, draw 5 cards, but you're only allowed to keep the spell and trap cards. So
like when at that live duel, I think it was like 2016.
Yeah.
When Dan Green and was it Eric Stewart? And Eric Stewart dueled for like an hour.
Yeah, so epic.
Curry Bandit broken.
Yeah. He drew 5 spell and traps. It was awful.
Let me just +4 real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, Curry Bandit, what's it like? You have to normal summon him, and then during the end phase you release him, then you like Pot of Duality for 5, and you reveal a spell or trap and get it.
Yeah.
And the rest are shuffled back.
Wait, it's painful choice, but for spells.
Yeah, but the rest go back to the deck, right?
Yeah.
They don't go to the grave.
Yeah, you have to excavate the 5.
Yeah.
You add 1 spell trap, and the rest go to the grave.
Really?
Yeah.
They go to the grave?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's a painful choice Pot of Duality combo.
And somehow it's not broken. So regional season is starting.
Yeah,
that's something you talked about right before we recorded.
Yeah, the American regional season is starting just because like the World Championship qualifiers have finished. It's only in America. The Europeans won't get theirs. I don't know for how long, and then Worlds will be in August, I think, just before the Megatons, which will be arriving in September, I think.
Well, imagine on a tournament. You'd be on a tournament, and your opponent summons Waterpon. What would you do?
I'd get the fuck out of there.
I'd get under the table before he pulls the clock.
Yeah. He's probably aiming something. At you. What, did you?
It'd be like that scene in the fucking Inglourious Bastard where like everybody's got a gun under the table.
Say Havidas to your Nazi ball. Yeah, that also reminds me kind of Looper. Have you ever seen Looper by Ryan Johnson? there's this great scene where old Joe and young Joe, because he's kind of chasing himself from time. It's a time travel movie. He's chasing his older self because he has to kill him. And there's this great scene where they're talking in a diner, and he says, like, why don't you do what old men do and die? And then Bruce Willis says, why don't you just take out the gun between your legs and do it, boy? And then he kicks him in the nuts.
Boy.
He kicks his younger self in the nuts.
Fucking Christ.
Which is kind of funny because old Joe reveals to his younger self that he could never have kids, and then 2 seconds later he kicks himself in the nuts. That's probably why.
Epic foreshadowing 101.
Yeah, Looper is such a great film. It's kind of, well, this isn't a movie review channel, but I just want to say one thing regarding the time travel. It's just like as soon as you start to think about it, it kind of falls apart. But some of the dialogue and foreshadowing and all that stuff is kind of great, like the thing I just talked about. But this is a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, so we're not going to do movies. Except if we talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh films.
Like, I was so... Like, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh movie, it was actually the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie I ever saw. It was the Pyramid of Light.
Yeah, so the first one.
Yeah, the first one. It is so much fucking fun.
Yeah,
it's just
really
this
is.
One big fucking duel.
Yeah, also it's only like 90 minutes, so it passes by like that.
So, but like, there are only 3 Yu-Gi-Oh movies, right?
Well, there's 2 movies. The Bonds Beyond Time is like a special. It's barely an hour long.
Okay.
It's actually, the dub is an hour long, but the Japanese one is 45 minutes.
Huh.
Because in the dub they do this like big recap.
Oh yeah.
But regarding the Pyramid of Light, that film has one of the most interesting like production histories I've ever heard of. So it's actually an American production.
What?
Yeah, it was written by an American screenwriting team, and it was produced by 4 kids. Then it was animated in Japan, and then it was dubbed in English and released in English theaters, and then it was dubbed into Japanese.
Oh shit!
It's a film made for an American audience.
Well, holy crap!
So yeah, that was 4 kids kind of cashing into the Yu-Gi-Oh craze back in 2004 or something.
Pog?
And that's why when they're like 2 completely different films if you watch them. Like that's why it has all those like edgy, weird songs, and the humor is like out of control. Well, it's not that funny, but you know the dialogue is just out of control. It's because it's written for an American audience. It was written first in English, which I don't think we're ever gonna see a production like this ever again.
The Godfather games, capiche?
You know what's my favorite moment in that film? It's in that very same scene you just referenced. It's when the guy completely breaks the game. I summon Injection Fairy Lily in attack mode. And then he attacks Joey directly. It's still the first turn.
Wait a minute.
He says, I'll go first, and then he summons Injection Fairy Lily and attacks directly. But the best part is, right before he attacks, he goes, like he just craps his pants.
Joey got stabbed in the ass.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the ass.
He got ass shanked
You know,
by a needle.
And also, this was, like, originally, this was gonna be the last time that they were gonna be doing those voices. That's why Dan Green and Eric Stewart just bring their friggin' A game to it. That's why they're constantly screaming. Like, sometimes it's just a mundane line of dialogue, but they say it in like a Shakespearean voice. It's just, Kaiba, why don't you drop your ego and listen to what I'm telling you? It's just...
Well, if you think about it, Joey's last duel is actually a duel he loses.
In what? In the series?
Like, in the movie, Joey basically has his last duel because in the next movie he doesn't even duel.
He didn't lose a single duel in the Pyramid of Light.
What are you talking about? Hey, Sarber, what are you doing?
The Godfather of games didn't lose.
The Godfather game don't lose. The boss man won't allow him to.
I could have been a contender.
I could have been a contender.
We get it.
But like,
you're from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Rage.
But I like that movie. I watch it all the time. Also, it has the best rendition of the Yu-Gi-Oh theme. It's when the title card pops up.
Oh,
It has a thunderous, bombarding intro. It's so epic, and I wish they would have used that in the dub for Dark Side of Dimensions.
And like the actual Pyramid of Light theme, that down, 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 down. It's so fucking cool.
You know what's my favorite line in that movie, though? No, not my favorite line. My favorite joke in that movie.
Okay.
This is, I kid you not, this is a great joke. And it's in a Yu-Gi-Oh movie. It's where Pegasus wakes up from his horrible Pyramid of Light dream, and it says, like, "Whew, no more white wine spritzers before bed for me." And then in the next scene, he's drinking red wine. Your red wine spritzer, sir. That is a great joke. I love it.
You gay alcoholic prick.
Imagine the first guy to beat Yugi has nightmares and thinks about not drinking white wine.
Yeah, and also, probably one of the weirdest lines is when Anubis says to Atem, "Soon worms will feast on your flesh, just like they did on mine." And Dan Green says with the utmost sincerity, "Your worms will have to wait, Anubis." Also, they have a really weird error in that scene. He says, like, he activates double spell, and he explains the effect. He says, "I activate double spell by discarding one spell from my hand, blah blah blah. I can use a spell from Kaiba's graveyard." He's not holding double spell in his hand.
Wait, what?
In the Japanese, he's holding double spell, and it was I think it was holding exchange or diffusion wave motion. But in the English version, in the English clean cut animation, he's holding exchange and diffusion wave motion.
He is the king of games.
No, but when I was a kid, I was 8 years old when that film came out. I thought that was a legit move.
What, didn't he have that card probably in his pocket or something?
No, I thought that if you had nothing but 2 spell cards in your hand, you could act. This was like, I thought this was a skill or something.
What?
Wait, did he not have the cards set face down or something?
No, he only had 2 cards in his hand. He had no face down. No, he had only 1 face down. That was reverse of reverse.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So in that scene, he just says, "I activate double spell," and then one of the other spells disappears from his hand, indicating that the other one was clearly supposed to be double spell. So yeah, 8-year-old me really cheated with that. Yeah.
Man.
Also, I had Blue Eyes Shining Dragon from that movie, like, way back when. But I didn't have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. But my friend did have it. Of course, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon was released later, but my friend did have it. So when we dueled, because when you're a kid, you don't build decks, like, consistently or anything. I had Blue Eyes Shining Dragon in my deck because I had the prickiest move I could think of. He would summon Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I would, like, Tribute to the Doomit or Mirror Force or something. Then I would use Monster Reborn.
Wow.
I think you can all see where this is going.
Yes.
Like, it's so funny how broken they made Blue Eyes Shine Dragon to be in that movie.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the card in real life, you just literally pull that Gravity Falls meme. This is worthless.
Yeah.
You know, he could have been a really good card because Kaiba explained his effect really weirdly. He says, "My Blue Eye Shining Dragon allows me to choose which magic, trap, or spells can be used against them. But in real life, he cannot be targeted. If his actual effect was, he gains 300 blah 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 for every dragon in your grave, and if his other effect was, it's unaffected by other card effects, it would actually be a decent card.
Mm-hmm.
You'd only have to beat it by battle. So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you'd still have to summon the fucking Ultimate Dragon.
Yeah.
Though, like,
I just kaiju it.
Yeah. Ouch.
get turtled, boy.
You know what I'd love to see in an internet duel if someone would use it? If someone would actually be using a dedicated god card strategy, and he would have all 3 Egyptian god cards, and then his opponent sphere modes him.
Oh god.
I summon Obelisk, Slifer, and the Winged Dragon of Round.
Yeah.
Winged Dragon of Round,
Yeah,
boy.
but here's a really crazy effect. Okay, so Bonds Beyond Time, the 10th anniversary celebration special with Jaden. I almost said Jaden Yugi. His name is Jaden Yuki, but with Yugi, Jaden, and Yusei, the 3 protagonists of their respective series, it's actually canon in 5Ds.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's confirmed by series director Katsumi Ono that it takes place between episode 85 and 86.
Huh.
So it's actually it was 84. No, it was 85 and 86. It takes place and then Crash Town happens in 5Ds.
Huh.
So because later in the series, Yusei would actually summon a fusion monster by fusing 2 synchro monsters. And Katsumi Ono says he learned to do that from Jaden because Jaden summoned Neo's Knight by fusing Neo's with Yusei's synchro monster.
Well.
So it's actually canon in the in 5Ds.
Wow.
So there's a fun fact. But there's no competition to say that Dark Side of Dimension is the best Yu-Gi-Oh movie we've ever got.
Yeah.
Well, it only has to contend with like 1.
Yes.
And also in Pyramid of Light, it's edited differently depending on which version you use it. If you watch the sub or dub, it has different editing. And also the Prophecy of Anubis, that's a dub thing. They don't have that in the Japanese version.
Oh.
So they like did this whole prophecy, and Yugi figures out it realized the dagger of fate, blah blah blah. No, in the Japanese one, he just throws the knife at it.
How about the demon?
and also in the English version of Pyramid of Light, Kaiba goes to Pegasus. He challenges him to a duel, and then we go to like Yugi and his other shenanigans, and then we go to Kaiba and Pegasus actually dueling. In the Japanese version, Kaiba goes to Pegasus, challenges him to a duel, and then they duel.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And then the rest of the movie happens.
Huh.
One scene in this movie, because I saw this when I was a kid. The one fucking scene that always like, I wouldn't say scarred, but I was always like scared of this scene. It was when, it was the scene after like, they're in the museum and the flash of light happens, and we get into this, like. Kaiba standing, and it's like a circle shot, and then we go to Yugi, go to Kaiba laughing, Yugi falls down, and then Anubis comes from, like, behind. I was always fucking terrified of this scene when I was a kid.
From the light comes the dark!
Like, Anubis is fucking scary, dude.
You know what? I thought you were gonna talk about the scene that scared me as a kid. That was after they defeat Anubis, and he's just melting on the floor.
Yeah, that also.
I closed my eyes when I saw that.
Like, shit.
This has some intense stuff in it.
But like, when didn't fucking Lil Karibo dub the Pyramid of Light movie in like an abridged version?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
He has the best joke ever in it. It's when Anubis pops up behind Kaiba and he's naked. Don't look at his penis, don't look at his penis, don't look at his penis. And he chucks him away. Ah! I looked.
Wait, Cyber.
Yeah.
You had some new product news, didn't you, boy?
Yes, I did.
Product.
So, yes.
Product. Product.
Would you let me speak? So I have here 2 booster packs called Chaos Impact and Rocket Revolt.
Wait.
Rocket Revolt is a structure deck.
Okay, my mistake.
So you've got Chaos Impact, the new core set, and
Yes.
Rocket Revolt.
Yes. So, like, Chaos Impact basically has 48 commons, 20 rares, 14 supers, 10 ultras, and 8 secrets.
So, it's a booster box.
It's a booster box.
It's a
boys.
booster box.
I think I'm gonna have to say that again just for the editing. Nah, it's okay.
Okay, so, what is like the main attraction of the Chaos Impact set?
The main attraction...
Like, what archetypes are going to be in there?
There are gonna be, like, World Challenge supports, if I'm correct.
Well, ones they're not World Challenge support.
I hate that. No, I like World Chalice. I don't like Orcusts.
Locusts.
Locusts.
Locusts, Nash.
I don't care.
I wanted to build like World Chalice back in the day when they won that one YCS, but the combos are just so fucking complicated. They're so long and it's just so fucking boring. Like, I love the lore behind this. Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it.
Dude, you have DDs.
Don't. Okay. Listen here, mister.
And don't get me started on Endymions.
Yeah, they're revealing those Marineses. Those are going to be in Chaos Impact.
Right.
And also the Hakai archetype.
Wait, is Hakai actually going to be in Chaos Impact?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Wait, will Fortune Ladies also be in Impact?
Yeah, I believe they're getting that Synchro Monster and the Tuner.
Okay. Like, Hakai is also a very weird archetype, and their Link monsters, like...
And also the Tenny.
Yeah, the Tenyi, I'm so excited for the Tenyi. They're so
cool.
fucking cool.
Ah, sweet. They're doing that Link 4 Salamangreat card.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait to pick that up and
Be the only one who plays it.
Yes.
Like, Hakai, like the Link monsters, I'm 100% sure this deck will see, like, some competitive play. More of the fact because their Link monsters are like kaijus, but they don't kaiju, they just link away your opponent's monsters.
Also, there's no Gladiator Beast support. It's like, what year is this?
Wait, they're still relevant?
No, they're not.
No.
It's just, like, they're getting some new stuff. They're getting, like, some search spells. They're getting a Battle Phase Fusion spell. What did they always have there? Or is that a new one?
What?
Their Battle Phase Fusion spell. It's like just a quick play fusion
No,
spell.
that's a new one.
Okay.
There is a quick play like fusion in the battle phase spell card, right?
Wait, are you talking about generic?
It was called battle fusion.
No, Battle
wasn't it?
Fusion is the.
That's an attack gainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You're thinking of super polymerization. And also Flash Fusion.
Flash Fusion, is that an archetype thing or is just.
No, it's an instant spell. That was actually called Instant Fusion in the anime.
Oh.
Huh.
You use it, it's a quick play, you can fusion summon from your field, but it's destroyed during the end phase. It's basically used as a game ender in the show.
Alright. The Hakai Link monsters they offer, I'm very excited to see what they're actually going to do, like, once they hit the meta. Because, again, their Link monsters just kaiju away your monsters, and your opponent's monsters themselves, and just get a new one. It's a very interesting mechanic for the archetype. Also, like, the constant destruction, like, I know they're called Hakai, but, like, their destruction abilities are cool.
Bro. Dragon Ball Superman.
Hey, yo, someone owes Akira Toriyama some fucking money, dude.
He doesn't own Hakai.
Somebody owes Tony some money. Like, Tenyis are also, like, insanely fucking cool.
Okay, yeah. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say something, but then it spaced out. So, you were gonna talk about the Tenyi. Sorry I interrupted you, that was my bad.
Tenyi they have also, like, a very, very, very cool mechanic on what they actually do. They all have the same effect. If you control no effect monsters, you can special summon them from the hat, but, like, they're also effect monsters, so what are you gonna do? That's where the Link monsters come in. They've got a Link 1, 2, and 3. I think they're probably gonna get a Link 4 at some point.
Yeah, they have a Link 4. Wait,
already?
Yeah. It was revealed a few days ago. It's actually pretty busted.
Their Synchro monsters busted and their fucking Link 4 is busted.
What isn't busted these days?
Good point. So...
I don't know, Dark Magicians?
Somebody tell Team Samurai that, please. Like, okay, so...
No, someone tell Axel that.
Their Link 1 is a non-effect monster. So you can just summon one, link it away, and then just summon another from the hand. Their Link 2 is an effect monster that has an effect that you, discard one card, and you either special summon a worm from the graveyard or from the deck. Their Link 3 is a 3k attack monster that has no effect. It's like their main go-to. It's called, I think, the, Great Tenyi Ogre or something. Isn't it called that? You're looking this up now.
Yeah, Fierce Ogre of Tenyi.
The Fierce Ogre of Tenyi, there we go. And also, all the Tenyi monsters, they have, graveyard effects. If you control a non-effect monster, you can banish them from the graveyard, and then they'll each get a certain effect. There's one that special summons a Tenyi from deck. There's another one that protects them from targeting.
Also, that Synchro monster is pretty busted.
The Synchro monster's pretty fucking broken, dude.
It's gonna make a great addition to my Blackwings.
Oh, no you don't.
It's dark, so...
Generic level 8 that banishes a monster when it activates an effect.
Yeah, but it doesn't negate it, though.
Yeah.
So...
I summon Kagari. No, you don't.
Can you imagine activating Dragon Ogre Deity of Tenyi's effect when someone ashes you? I'm just gonna banish that thing.
You ain't getting that fucking fire monster from the graveyard,
No.
boy. That's a potential monster reborn target.
I activate Pot of Duality. I ask Blossom that. No, you don't.
Also, when are we gonna get that Designator card?
Wait, yeah, the one that banishes a card from deck, the quick play guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what was it? Noble Designator or something.
Yeah, something like that. I really don't want to ever get this ever.
I like it.
It's a good card, but it's good in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
I am hoping this won't be in Chaos Impact and we'll get it like some other time. But when the fuck are we gonna get Needle Fiber? Like we banned
Never.
we banned Summon Sword for the Martin Luther King died for this.
No.
I had a dream that we would see Needle Fiber in the TCG. I am gonna get clobbered for doing that impression.
I mean, I did a worse black man impression when I did some fucking Swedish group project.
Don't do it here, man. I'm gonna have to censor that out. But
Eddie Murphy.
no, don't do that.
So, like, I'm 100% gonna build the tendies. I'm gonna own these fucking boys because the worm, is it what? The worm type, the worm monster type needs a lot more support. I know there are true Dracos, I know there are fucking true Kings, but that's the only thing.
Okay, I just want to ask right now. Do you want us to actually duel you?
Yes. Are you okay? You're the kind of bitch boy that'll pick up a very, very bricky Blue Eyes deck, play against, I don't know, like a fucking, just a normal, like elemental hero deck. You'll get beaten, and you'll be like, dude, it's so broken, I don't want to duel this anymore.
Don't diss my Manga Jaden deck.
Like, stop being such a cuck and accept that there are good decks in the world.
Dude, I don't even want to play against your Endymions.
I know.
You know,
But, like, I have other decks, dude.
that Endymion deck, it's like, I have this quote that I'm gonna reference here. It's like, I love them, but I fear them.
Yes.
I love them, but I fear them. Like, Pendulum's just overall, they're a very fragile deck, but if they don't get hand-trapped, you're winning the game.
Remember when I did a world bending thing, no reality bending thing, and I made a Pendulum Endymion deck before that thing was ever announced?
Yeah, but you knew, like, that Endymions weren't gonna get support.
Yeah,
Either way.
eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
But I made it way back. It was like a Pendulum Spellbook Endymion thing. And then this thing came and it just became obsolete.
Dude.
It also had Slash Draw in it because that's a fun card.
Dude, just stop let Konami read your mind.
If they were reading my mind... If they were reading my mind, there would be a lot more Blackwing cards in this world.
Obviously.
We don't need more. We've already got like 70-something of them.
I want that level 9 Synchro Monster. If Konami, if you're listening, release it.
Was it only like anime exclusive or?
Yeah, it's the one he used. It's the one Crow used in Arc 5 against. He didn't use it against Shun. He used it in the previous duel against the. He didn't duel the B-Force guy. Which one did he use it against? I can't.
Wasn't it?
Gongen Saga.
Yeah, Gong.
Yeah, he used it to defeat Gongen Saga. It's like when it's synchro summoned for the turn, it gains the attack of the monsters used to synchro summon him.
Yeah, so you also
So
like the level 3 Blackwing monsters.
Yeah, but no, I could go without them, but I would like to have them. Like no one uses that level 2 guy, but I have it.
Yeah.
No, because the level 9 one really is a glass cannon. You just summon him and he's like Violet Chimera. You're just summoning him for the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Like every Cyber Dragon Infusion monster.
Hey, don't diss Cyber Dragons.
I don't like the modernized Cyber Dragons with, Naxter and all their spell cards because they're a deck that was initially designed to go second. Then they got all of the shit to make them good going first. And now they're just universally balanced. I mean, they're better like going second, but they've been balanced to the point that there are like if you were to make a tier list of rogue decks, they're tier 1.
Perfectly balanced, like all things should be.
And I'm still waiting for my Nature and Rev system. God damn it, why is it so difficult to get them?
Because you're poor.
I just kind of like the fact that Cyber Dragons have been relevant ever since they came out.
Yes.
I kind of like that about them, but it was always a fusion dedicated strategy, and then they got that Xyz monster, So.
Infinity.
You know what I want though? I know it would break the Argida, but I kind of want like a one of like an Elemental Hero Xyz monster or even a Synchro monster. I would love an Elemental Hero Synchro monster.
Well, it would have made sense after like the Bonds Beyond Time.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
Just because heroes have a lot of stuff, but also you could Synchro summon something, and they have Link monsters, but I would kind of like an Elemental Hero that you can tune out, and the tuner would do something when it's Synchro summoned and something. I don't know what it is. I probably think it would be like a level 7 or an 8, something that could like search a poly or something, not search Mask Change. That would be disgusting.
We already have Shadow Mist. We don't need more of them.
Yeah, we have Shadow Mist and we have Anki, and Anki is such a good card.
Yeah, it's a very insanely good game ender.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
The Rocket Revolt structure deck. Holy shit, there are a lot of good fucking reprints in this thing.
Also, I like the Rocket Fusion card. It's generic. You can use it in anything.
Right.
You just have to destroy cards on your field, not in hand.
Yeah.
So I can, it's probably going to be used in something else too. I can't think of anything right now, but
it still misses timing in Yang Zing.
What doesn't?
Like poor Yang Zings, man.
You know what? Honestly, Yang Zing would just need like that Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. They would just need a mandatory when.
Yeah. Or just like a universal errata and change all the whens to if.
It's so weird how this game works sometimes. The lettering can change anything. It's like, is that a colon or a semicolon?
Is it cost or is it?
Yeah. It can be absolutely terrifying. Like, if Pot of Desires would not have a cost, you wouldn't be that afraid of the Ash.
Yeah.
So.
You're not losing anything if it gets. You're only losing one card.
Yeah. You know what I love, though, about Pot of Desires is that I've seen players use that first to bait out an Ash or something. Like, you use that to bait out because you have other cards in your hand that you want to use. So I think sometimes Pot of Desires can be used in a really smart way. It's like, yeah, I'm going to lose 10 cards, but I don't lose the other cards in my hand.
Mm-hmm. I've done that, like, I think twice on Wigo Pro. Fuck. Ah, no, I'm burping. Ah!
Just don't throw up, man.
So, yeah, I've done that, like, twice or thrice on Wigo Pro, and I can't remember for my life what deck I was playing, but I think it won, like, in one of those instances, it won me the game, having, read that my opponent might have an Ash and just use Desires off the bat.
Yeah. It's way too hot in here. I just took my shirt off.
Open the window, dude.
Well, I'm not shirtless right now. I was in a wool sweater or something.
Sure.
Like, Red Reboot is getting a reprint in Revolt, right?
Really?
Yeah, there are a lot of busted fucking reprints in this structure deck.
Oh, holy crap.
I think,
cool.
Like, Red Reboot's getting a reprint.
Red reprint.
Red reprint.
Reprint rebooted. Like, I think it's gonna be like another one of those instances, like with the Soulburner and the Order of the Spellcasters. People are just gonna pick it up for the reprints.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the few reasons I disliked the Soulburner structure deck. Even though I loved it because I wanted all the Salamangreat cards, what were they thinking putting Ashes in there?
Oh.
It's like it sold out so much and people would just be using the Ashes, and I was like,
Yeah, remember, they're not called Konami, they're called Co-Money.
I don't like that name.
Salad Boys.
I like that name even less. Don't go there.
Okay, so now that we're like through most of the new product stuff, ban list channel.
Yeah, it's free content.
Free content.
Okay, so I'm just gonna note down some stuff what I think should be on the ban list and what should not be. So you guys can just take the mic right here.
Okay, so we're doing what we think should be or what we think is gonna be.
Okay.
No, what are we doing? Should be or what we think's gonna be on it?
Think's gonna be.
Okay, let's start with that and then we'll do what should be on it.
Yeah.
I really like Thunder Dragons. They're gonna be hit with something.
Yeah.
It's just what the fuck.
At
are
least
they gonna
one of them.
They're not gonna touch Colossus, I think.
Thunderbird.
That's a danger monster.
No, he's talking about like Thunderhawk or something.
Yeah,
Thunderhawk.
Dragonhawk, like following the OCG.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I've been studying Thunder Dragons lately, and their best 2-card combo is you summon Batteryman Solar, and he will send Thunder Dragon Roar to grave, and then you'll banish him from the grave to summon the White Dragon Wire Buster, and the Dragon Roar will special summon Dragon Dark from deck, and then you'll get a token because of Solar. Then you go into Saryuja, and the Dragon Dark will add Dragon Roar to hand. So even though they put them at 1, you just run more copies of Dragon Roar. You run 3 instead of 2.
What about putting Dragon Roar to 1, or just banning it?
Now Dragon Roar, putting Dragon Roar to 1 wouldn't really solve anything either, because his discard effect is not actually that good. It only adds a Thunder Dragon in the Spanish or in the grave back to your hand.
But what about banning it?
It's not ban worthy.
Oh.
So that's a card they'll probably not do anything to. About Dragon Dark, I don't think they're gonna do anything to that either. I don't actually think any of the in-archetype Thunder Dragon monsters are gonna get hit. I think they're gonna do like something to the cards around them. Maybe do something to like the Chaos Dragons, the Black Dragon, Collapse Serpent, White Dragon. Maybe was it Chaos Dragon? Maybe an ear.
Yeah.
I think that card's gonna be hit. I don't know why. I just have a weird feeling about it.
If they're gonna hit it, it's gonna go to 1.
But what about Sky Strikers?
Sky Strikers is, if they're gonna hit anything, they're gonna either put a multi-roll to 1 or engage to 1.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
Like, in my perfect bat list, they would both go to 1.
Yeah. They kind of can't hit engage.
Yeah.
They should, but they can't.
I mean, they can put it at 2. Engage can be put at 2.
Yeah, that's one of those cards that can be put to 2.
But
do you guys think that they would put Saryuja at 1?
Yeah, they're 100% gonna put Saryuja down. Like, Saryuja is too fucking...
Yeah, but that he's getting a reprint in some set. I think it's dual power or something.
Oh god.
Wait, dual power already came.
No, wait, it's the new. I don't remember what it's called, but he's on there. He's getting a reprint.
Yeah, isn't it like the new set that's gonna have all the hand traps with alternate artworks?
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I mean, Saryuja is too busted of a card to be used in multiple sets. It's fine if it's just one card, one use. But when you start summoning 2 on the same turn and getting the draw effect twice, that's when shit starts getting pretty fucking busted. Like, that's the reason, like, Crusadia Guard Dragons work.
Yeah.
And, like, Crusadia Thunder Dragons and all the Thunder Dragon stuff. That's the reason, like, they're getting all this good shit, because they'll just dig for the Chaos Dragons, dig for the Diaboloses, they'll dig for everything they need to rip out 2 cards out of your hand.
Do you think they're gonna hit any Orcust cards? Here's the thing. I think there's a card I have in mind that I think it's gonna be there, and I think it should be there as well. I think, I hate to say this because you know how much I love the pure deck. Rusty Bardiche needs to go.
Yeah, Bardiche 100% needs to go.
That thing needs to go.
He's a 1-card 2 monster negate.
Yeah.
Like, upon summon, he'll just mill 1, and the 1 milled, he'll mill 1 and get a search, and the 1 he milled will just banish himself and get another search.
Yeah, it's because it's a 1-card, like, 2 negates and free summon.
Yeah,
you summon him, and then you send Cloak to the grave to set your Fogblade, which is a effect negator.
Mm-hmm.
And then you use Cloak to search Rusty Boots, who can instantly summon himself if you have a Phantom Knight monster, which Rusty Bard is. Then you summon him, and you do link plays, and then you use Silent Boots to banish himself to search a spell or trap, which you go for Fogblade.
Like, if Bardiche wasn't like a pseudo-generic link monster, this would be fine.
Yeah.
But because he's just like for the Dark Monster, wasn't that 3 Dark Monsters? Yeah.
No, 2 or more.
2 or more Dark Monsters. It's just it's stupid. He needs to fucking go.
And now's the big question. Do you think Salamangreats are gonna get hit?
Gazelle is gonna go to 1. If not Gazelle, I think they're gonna... You know, it would maybe be too early, but Cyanide Mining, Circle or Gazelle are gonna go to 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think. Gazelda's the most likely one to go to 1 because if you're limiting if you're limiting circle, you're supposed to limit engage as well. You're kind of forced into that if you limit.
that's pretty fair.
So Gazelle is most likely to go to 1.
They're not gonna hit Foxy ever because it's a normal summon.
Imagine the day when Sunlight Wolf goes to 1.
Oh God.
He becomes useless.
Yeah, he would do nothing.
So
he would take away his power.
You know what I would think would be an interesting move on Konami's half if they would actually ban Valynx. He's the Link 1 that searches the field spell. Because he's a main combo starter. You link a Salamence Great Monster to summon him, and then you use his effect to add the field spell, and more often than not, you'll chain it to summon Gazelle. So banning him, that would do more damage than limiting Gazelle.
Yeah, and like wouldn't it also like remove the protection?
Yeah.
Doesn't the Valynx like protect your monsters when he's in the grave?
Yeah, he has a graveyard effect like Return of the Dragon Lords.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If that thing would get hit, that would be dangerous.
Damn.
So
even putting that thing to 1 would also do damage.
So I really don't. That's like the only thing that I think they're gonna hit on the next ban list, because like the format right now is actually really balanced. There's like no need for a ban list right now. But
are you saying Thunder Dragons don't need?
Well, I mean, I don't. It's for me, it's a tough call. But now let's get into what we think should be on the ban list.
I had Bard.
Guard Dragon LP. LP is so fucking. He's stupid. He is also another reason why Thunder Dragons are doing so fucking well, because this guy just summons any dragon from the deck.
Yeah, and also Agripane is really dangerous.
Yeah, Agripane, like.
The fact that Agripane can just summon Red Dragon Abyss.
Yeah, but even then, you can only do that so consistently because you have LP. If LP goes, all of the Guard Dragon combos become a lot more harder to achieve, to the point that it won't be worth it to actually do them.
Yeah, so Bard and LP need to go.
Bard and LP 100% need to go.
Yeah, I want Savage Dragon to go.
Warlord Savage Dragon?
Yes.
It's not that busted.
Okay.
I have a personal vendetta against it.
Okay. When we say what we think should be on the ban list, have it within reason. Like, don't.
Alright, Endymion.
Don't do. Just the normal Endymion.
Yeah, he searches a spell from the graveyard. He's too dangerous.
Yeah, just.
Now, Warlord Savage Dragon, I actually think is a really good card because it facilitates a lot of like dedicated synchro players. Also, that was one of the few cards that I was looking forward to because it's a synchro monster that, like, it's kind of rewarding you for playing with Link monsters. And it's a negate. It's not a destroy, and he becomes a big beast on the field. And also, like, he's
just a boss monster.
Yeah, he's a key component in like, okay, I hate to say this again, but he's really good in Blackwings. It's because Blackwings don't have a disruption.
You have your lips firmly around Crow's massive schlong.
Oh God!
It's just the fact that Blackwings don't. They're clearly a going second deck, but the fact that Savage Dragon came, it just made if you can somehow bust out like, what I'm blanking on the name here. Full Armor Master. If you can pop him out, you have something that's unaffected. And then if you get your Savage Dragon, you have 2, like, beasts on the field. And then if you would, like, in a dedicated Blackwing strategy, you would always have some synchro monsters on the field. Also, if you have Hawkjoe, you have pretty solid protection. The fact that Savage Dragon can be summoned in a Blackwing deck if you use a Moon, that as soon as I realized that, I was like, this is such a nice card to have. But I only think Savage Dragon becomes such an annoyance is when you have him stacked with more negates.
Yeah.
He's not that dangerous as a single negate, but the fact that he's so easy... He is an Omni thing, but he kind of had to be.
So, like, Cyber, listen to this. This will probably make you happy. If Guard Dragon LP goes, Endymion becomes a lot less consistent. They'll put out a lot of less negates.
Yes.
Because, like, the main thing that Endymion would want to do with Guard Dragons is they go into LP, and then they go into Triple Burst Dragon. They use LP to summon Destrudo from the deck, and you're going to use Destrudo later in the combo to just make Dawn Dragster. So there's one negate. Like, if LP goes, the Thunder Dragons also become a lot less consistent because they can't get the Brotar from the deck that easily. They're going to have to run more copies, run like a 1-for-1, and they're going to need a lot more to turbo them out. I mean, they could, of course, run Dragon Shrine and all that kind of stuff, but then they're giving up, their Second Light privileges.
Well, what about just banning Battery Man?
Nah, Solar's not worth banning.
Ah.
I know he's like a type Foolish Burial, but, like, then again, we've got a lot more spells that do that. And
that would be like banning Vion.
yeah, and also like banning Dragon Shrine.
Yeah. Alright.
Solar's not ban worthy.
Alright.
If Steam the Cloak is not ban worthy, Solar isn't. So
yeah, Blackwings can't afford to lose that one. We already lost Gofu.
What about banning just all of the danger monsters?
I think here's the thing. Something that needs to be on the ban list. Some of the dangers need to be hit.
Yes.
Not necessarily banned, but some of them need to be put to 1 indefinitely. Jackalope and Nessie. Those are my picks.
Yep. Like Tsuchinoko, he's good. Tsuchinoko is like the one of
Danger Noodle.
Danger Snack. Like, of the broken dangers, he's the most fair one. But, like, again, just Nessie, fuck you. Hey, Jackalope, run, you piece of shit rabbit, before my Glock shoves up your ass. Yeah, so, like, the dangers, like, Nessie and Jackalope should go to 1.
Yeah.
What does, like, Mothman and Wolfman do when they're discarded?
I don't remember what Wolfman does, but Mothman is a Dark World Dealings.
Oh, okay.
I have Wolfman somewhere. I'll flip him up here.
All right. Yeah, just to pull up all the dangers.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nessie, I really, really don't like Nessie.
Yeah.
He's a level 7 huge body that just puts himself on the board, draws a card, and if you discard him, well, guess what? He's just gonna get the Jackalope.
Yeah, Dogman, I get why he's not used. You can have all face-up monsters your opponent control currently lose 1,000 attack until the end phase.
Oh, okay.
So.
Why did they make the danger so fucking generic? Like, this would have been a really fun, just like, beginner-friendly beatdown deck.
This would have been a really good, like, structure deck.
Yeah, Dangers would have made an amazing structure deck.
Oh, I think what it should have been in one of those core sets that have like 3 decks in them, like with Sky Strikers. And it would have to say these cards cannot be used for a Link Summon or anything. Just
yeah.
It should have been just a lot of big monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they are.
Big monsters.
Big monster. Another card that I think should be on the ban list. What was the fucking name? I'm gonna figure this out. You two just go on a tangent or something.
Imagine what would happen if they would actually put Ash Blossom like at 1 or 2.
Yeah, they'll never do that.
No, that's not gonna happen.
But like, imagine.
Oh, I found it. Two cards. Abyss Dweller and Droll and Lockbird.
Oh.
No, 3 cards. Abyss Dweller, Droll and Lockbird, and Red Reboot.
Oh.
Yeah, you talked about Red Reboot and Abyss Dweller last time as well.
But Droll and Lockbird is the new one. Like, Ash Blossom is a fair hand trap because it only like stops just one thing. Droll just locks you out of drawing and searching for the entire turn.
Yeah, that's pretty unfair.
That's very fucking unfair. Against Droll is one of the best hand traps against Thunder Dragons.
I really appreciate the fact that Droll and Lockbird you have to discard it after the fact that you've searched, because otherwise it could have been used in a combo with Ash. You would just discard both. Then something would really have to be done.
And again, the Droll reincarnation combo is just fucking disgusting. Droll and Lockbird IMO it's not nearly as broken as Max C, but out of all the hand traps that have been printed, he is the second most broken one.
Yes.
So these 3 cards IMO should be on the ban list: Abyss Dweller, Red Reboot, and Droll and Lockbird.
Yeah, Droll and Lockbird, it's kind of a funny thing because it debuted in like Stardust Overdrive, which is from the 5Ds era, and no one knew what to do with that thing. It was like, what is this card made for? And then 10 years later. That's one of the things I really like about Yu-Gi-Oh! The fact that old cards can sometimes just come back and be really, really good. Sometimes, like, dangerously good.
Cyberstein.
Fucking Cyberstein, dude. I don't. Is there anything else that we need to cover, or?
Well, I don't have anything I think should be on the ban list. But I did think about Stratos at 3. We talked about that on our last episode. I dig it.
There we go.
Give us Ritual Beast Ulti Hawk back at 2 or 3. Why is this card at 1? I don't understand. He is not nearly that broken. He's an in-archetype search, but you have to fusion summon the fucker first.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was limited to 1 so that we couldn't, use Rampengu to search Chanahawk, which is, the best card in the deck. But even then, this deck it's inconsistent and it kind of sucks.
Yeah. You're more in the meta watching than me. Danglong is banned.
Yeah.
Why is that? I've never actually bothered to read that card. I just know that
Danglong
it's
was
bad,
banned because it was really good in True King Dinos. He could send the True Kings to the grave and make himself their level. He could become level. What was it? Upon Synchro Summon, I think he special summoned something from the graveyard. Okay, actually pull Danglong up.
Okay, how do you spell that?
Danglong. D-E-N-G long.
Dang
is that one word or?
Yeah, it's one word. Long dong.
Here it is. Okay, so if this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Yangsing card from your deck to your hand.
Yeah, you would add 9 pillars with that, I think.
I see. And then once per turn, you can send 1 Wormtide from your deck to the grave. This card level becomes the sent monster. Well, it's not until the end of the turn. If this face-up card leaves the field, you can special 1 Yangsing monster in your deck.
So he could always send True King Lithosagem to the graveyard, and he'd add 9 pillars if you're ever gonna use a Yangsing stuff for it. And him and True King Lithosagem were what made True King Dinos the broken deck that it was before both got hit and Miscellaneous Source got put to 1.
I see.
So and Danglong shouldn't. I don't. If Danglong would come back, True King decks would be a lot more consistent. Because you can always search them with Dragonic Diagram. Danglong needs to stay at 1. Needs to stay banned.
Yeah.
What other fucking extra deck monster can actually come off the ban list? What does Daigusto Emerald do again?
Emerald? Well,
it's a free special summon level 4.
No, No, what was that? It takes 3 monsters from your graveyard, puts them back in the deck and draws.
Yeah.
Was it not 5?
No, it was 3.
Oh, okay.
No, it was 3.
Okay.
It had 2 effects. Both were you can only use either one of them, but I don't think it's a hard once per turn, so you can always just summon more. Pop up, you bastard. Yeah, once per turn you can attach an Exceed material from this, then activate one of these effects. It's target 1 non-effect monster in your graveyard, special summon it, so no one would use that. But the other one is target 3 monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them, and then draw 1 card.
Okay.
Would people use them in Dark Magician decks?
Why?
Why?
Special summon Dark Magician from
No,
the
you
graveyard.
don't have the level 4 monsters to overlay with. You only have the Rod. No, isn't Rod level 3?
No, Rod is level 4.
Yeah, but you're not gonna summon 2 per turn.
Just a fiend.
You're never gonna run that though.
What are you?
What are you?
It was used
it
was used a lot in Zodiacs, and
yeah,
this thing kind of broke. I'm really glad this card is gone because it was also used a lot in Madolches, and
fuck Madolches.
Man, remember when Zodiacs were used a lot?
Yeah. What?
Okay,
what a time to be alive.
Another card that can actually come off the ban list: Zodiac Trident.
Yeah.
The only reason Trident was busted is because Broadball was with him.
Yeah.
Broadball needs to stay banned, but Trident could come back to 1 at least.
Yeah.
He's not that broken of a card. He's just a quick effect pop.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We have a hand trap that does the exact same thing.
Imagine if they would actually put all the Exodia pieces back at 3.
That wouldn't do anything. No one would
know.
run 3.
Well, also, why the fuck is Ratpier still at 1?
Yeah. He's basically he's basically malicious. He's Destiny Hero malicious for Zodiacs.
Yeah, but even then, because both Broadbolt and Dragon are banned, he doesn't do that much. No one plays Zodiacs, and no one would play.
I think it would be something like Link oriented. Yeah, it's definitely Link oriented. So I think if he would come back to 3, it would be like you would summon something, and then you would go into Chaka 9 and then Link summon for something, then put him back on the field, use Radpier, and probably go into Saryuja or something.
Okay.
I can definitely see why he's still at 1.
Yeah.
I kind of like the fact that Malicious is still, you can still use him, but only heroes use them now, so I'm kind of grateful for that hit for that reason that no one, uses Malicious anymore except in dedicated hero decks. You couldn't hit him at 1, that would just be, banning him.
Yeah.
So that would do nothing. Well, you would get rid of him, but putting him at 1 is just why don't you just ban him instead?
Yeah.
Malicious really needed... I hate the fact that Malicious had to go because of the Dark Warrior deck, and he would definitely be in Orcusts now.
Yeah.
So he needed to go.
Again, there is really no need for a balance right now because the format is pretty balanced. But the only stuff that needs to go really are the Guard Dragons,
Thunder Dragons.
Even then, if you just take out the Guard Dragons and
just Colossus, really.
Yeah.
Put him at 1.
Yes, put him at 1 and everybody will be happy.
So, I think that pretty much about covers everything we've got to discuss.
Well, the ban list, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had something for us regarding the anime.
Yeah, right.
Our favorite or best duel. You can say both or either.
Okay.
And that can be from any series. We don't have to do each series. That would take way too long.
Can we do movie?
Yeah.
Alright, then I'll start. My favorite duel ever is the entire Kaiba versus Yugi in the Pyramid of Light duel. It's an hour-long duel, basically.
It wasn't even finished. Somebody took over.
It's just... Again, like you said earlier, Dan and Eric, they're at the top of their game with their voice acting.
Yeah.
And this duel is just everything it needed to be, and more.
Yeah, pretty much. But can we talk about a scene in that film that makes no sense to me? Remember that simulation duel that he had in the Pyramid of Light where he was trying to defeat the God Cards?
Oh, yeah.
It starts out that Yugi has all 3 God Cards on the field. And Kaiba only has Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field, and it's clearly the end phase of Yugi's turn because Kaiba makes the next move. How is Yugi controlling all 3 Egyptian gods and he still hasn't defeated Kaiba at this point?
It's a simulation.
It's a really weird one. That speaks volumes.
End phase Silver's Cry.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, it was Kaiba's simulation. Probably didn't want to leave his blue eyes out.
Well, if it was a simulation, why couldn't he just design him to win?
I don't know.
No, but...
Omnipotent Yami.
If I would have to go with any favorite duel from, the original series, I'd definitely go with... Well, or connected to the original series, I'd just say... You've both seen Dark Side of Dimensions.
Yeah.
That movie has so many great duels, but the best one is Kaiba and Atem.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a thrill ride, that duel, and it's really, really well executed. And it was just really nice seeing them duel again. Also, Kaiba versus Yugi, that was a really good one. All the duels in this movie were spectacular to watch. But that's probably my favorite regarding the original cast. I could probably go over the favorite duels from just each series if I would have to go through mine. I don't know if you can, so...
Yeah. Well, seriously, for me, I have to say Yugi against Pegasus, on Duelist
Kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun one.
It's a pretty shenanigan-y one, but it's a fun one.
I used to remember when Yu-Gi-Oh was shown on Channel 2 here, and I actually had the final 2 episodes of that duel, I had them recorded on my TV.
Oh shit.
I used to watch that thing all the time. I really loved their duel. Also, that was the introduction of Magician of Black Illusion. Magician of Dark Illusion. It was Black Illusion. Sorry.
Okay.
But I could probably run through my favorite duels from each series. So if
Yu-Gi-Oh! Weeb.
yeah, I watch all the series and I really enjoy them.
We'll listen.
So my favorite duel from the GX
What have
is
you done?
my favorite duel from GX is one I watch repeatedly, and it's the dub. It's Jaden and Jesse's first duel, for episodes 106 and 107. Great duel, great introduction to Jesse and his characters and his Crystal Beast. It's a really fun duel, and it has a ton of rewatchability to it because they start the duel at the very end of the first episode, and then the next episode is just the rest of the duel in its entirety and nothing else. So it's basically like the Pyramid of Light, but in no subplot interconnecting it. And from 5Ds, that would probably be, well, you haven't seen 5Ds, but that would just be Jack and Yusei's last duel. That is a phenomenal friggin' match. It has probably I'm not gonna say what happens, but the last turn of that duel is probably one of the greatest last turns in any Yu-Gi-Oh series. The music is perfect, the dialogue is perfect, the animation is just flawless. It's beautiful. Then we go into Zale. It's probably any duel with a shark. I love shark.
Obviously.
No, it'll probably have to be. I think it was episode 84 where Yuma and Shark dueled on top of a rooftop, and we got Rain. Rain always makes these duels great. That's a really good one, and it's probably the best Shark duel regarding his character, how much he has grown as a character. And in Arc 5, it's obvious. It's Jack versus Sergei.
Yes.
It's one of the best duels in Yu-Gi-Oh history. I love the fact that Jack Atlas sees a man connecting and transforming into a vehicle because he absorbs himself into his duel runner, and the guy's just going insane, and Jack Atlas just goes, how boring.
Yeah, Sergei was basically like turned into a robot.
Yeah, it was a great, and also
Transformers, more than me.
Now that duel was basically it was for Yu-Gi-Oh! What Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power was. It was a celebration of something. Like the Tournament of Power was clearly just a celebration of Dragon Ball with all the rehashes done and like familiar moves being done and stuff like that. But like Arc 5's duel, Jack and Sergei, it's clearly a celebration of 5Ds. Yeah. It's a tribute to 5Ds because one of the villains in 5Ds does a similar move against Yusei. He like combines with this duel runner, and the Earthbound monsters are clearly the Earthbound Immortals from 5Ds. It's a giant love letter to 5Ds, and it's not a coincidence because it's the same director. It's the same series director, Katsumi Ono. That man really knows how to make a Yu-Gi-Oh series. Like, if you're the guy that made 5Ds and Arc 5, how is he not making all of them? And sadly, Vrains is such a toughie for me because that I hate to say it, but so far I just don't like it. It started out so strong, but then it just became stale, and I don't like the villains. I've yet to check out season 3. But so far, it just became so boring.
Yeah, like you mentioned last time, you know the main character's never going to lose because if he does, he dies.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They did that in well, it was a filler season, but they did it in the Orichalco season. You've seen that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I love about Raphael and Yugi's duel, we talked about it in the last one, how they made Yugi the villain, but why this is such an iconic duel and iconic outcome is because it's impossible to see this coming. Like, Raphael just plays circles around Atem, and he's pretty much like he has his back to a corner, and then Atem plays the Seal of Orichalcos. So you think, shit, he turned to his dark side, but knowing that the Seal of Orichalcos has been activated, someone has to lose a soul. So you think, they made Yugi go dark, but he can't lose at this point. And then he does! It's incredible. I know it's a filler season, but doing that takes guts.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'd never if someone would watch this episode for the first time, honestly, you'd never see it coming. because of the situation the duel has been put in. But I've never felt any like tension whatsoever watching a duel from Reigns. Just never.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the outcomes are just like, ugh, really, this again. Like when Soulburner, like he lost his first duel in one of the last episodes of season 2 because he had to, because it was the main villain, and then Yusaku just dueled him and won. It was just like, I know where this is heading. There's no tension to it anymore. And you can't say it's just because I've watched every single Yu-Gi-Oh season. No, the other Yu-Gi-Oh series had these moments. It's like they had it at Zale. They did it with when Serki interrupted the duel with Yuya, and even Yuya got his ass handed to him when he didn't see it coming. Like with Odd Eye's Rebellion Dragon against Reggie. That was a shocking moment.
Mm-hmm.
You really didn't see it coming. And also when Jack just killed him.
How many duels did Yuya actually lose in Arc 5?
He lost...
Way more than Joey.
I mean, he lost once against Reggie because the first duel went unfinished.
Yeah, he lost against Reggie. He also lost against... What was... Yuzu? Was it Yuzu?
Yuzu.
Yeah, in episode 2. When he forgot how to pendulum summon.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yuzu.
Okay, and then he lost against... Okay, he lost against Jack Atlas. And then... Well, it's...
He lost against Sergei.
Yeah, but that really wasn't a fair situation, but it still counts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4, and then he didn't lose another duel until he became Sark.
Didn't he lose against Reggie's dad?
No, remember he was about to win. He was about to kill him, and then his father stepped in with that hand trap.
Yeah, right.
And the duel was cut off.
Okay.
So he was about to win.
Dad.
So he had 4 losses, and yeah, Yuya lost, and yeah, Yuma lost quite a lot when he was just doing exhibition duels, but like there was this one duel where he's about to lose and it gets cut off, and well, I won't spoil. There's a great duel near in Zale where you really didn't see the outcome coming. I'm not gonna tell which characters it were, but it was like you think it's gonna go this way, and it's built up for a victory for the other character really well, and then it just takes a twist on it, and you're just like, this is amazing.
Okay.
And GX did the same. They made Jaden lose in episode 8, so that's pretty early in the series.
Yeah.
That was against Zane, and
Yep.
then he lost to Kaiba Man of all people.
Yeah.
It was just such a weird thing to put your character through, and then he loses again his first duel against Aster. Jaden also lost sometimes in the manga. He had some great duels in the manga where he actually lost. You have to put your character through, because if he doesn't lose, he's not going to grow as a character.
Mm-hmm.
But in the only times Yusaku, Playmaker, has ever lost, you see it only in flashbacks, and that was when he was a kid. That doesn't count. So yeah, but I think my favorite duel in Reigns is probably Soulburner versus Blue Angel, where Salamangreat Violet Chimera was where it debuted. That's a pretty good duel. I really like that one. So I think that's my favorite. Or where Yusaku dueled. There are so many great that's the problem with Reigns. It has a lot of great scenes. It doesn't have a lot of great episodes. No, I think my favorite duel is probably where he extra links against an extra link. That's a pretty cool scene.
Shit.
So Revolver has extra linked using all of the Boral dragons, and Yusaku uses the upward arrows to create his own, and it's a full on it's an extra link.
Shit.
It's a full-on circle.
Yeah. So that was a pretty cool visual. Yeah, so that's definitely my favorite of Reigns. It's so hard to call back on that series because, like I said, it's pretty boring.
All right.
I'll definitely watch it when it's all out, but nothing in Reigns has had me come back to it except if I knew that Soulburner was going to be dueling in an episode, because he's my favorite character.
How long we been running?
We're about an hour, 20 minutes.
All right. Think I should head home. I'm getting really fucking tired, and there's work tomorrow.
Yeah, we all have work tomorrow.
We're all grown-up men.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so that's it for that episode.
Time to scoop!
Scoop.